Good morning, guys. Shadney back with another process video, and I know it's been a long time. I'm a little rusty, probably, but you guys know I'm crazy anyway, so don't worry. It will be just as crazy as normal. For the layout I'm working on today, real fast, little background. Sorry, Chewy's in here with me. I'm going through and catching up on all my voiceovers today. So I'm doing 7 today. So you will have videos at least through February. I mean, through the first week of February. And then anything I can do in between then, you'll just get extra videos. So you get at least 2 a week through February. So we'll be completely caught up and ready to start fresh. So this layout, first of all, what I've done is I've already pulled out my title, and I wanted to do Snowflakes That Stay on My Nose and Eyelashes from, the song. And especially because India's got snowflakes on her nose and eyelashes in this photo. Like, you can see individual snowflakes on her face, which is really awesome. I love that. So, and the photo is not upside down. I took this photo this way, so I wanted to make sure it went this way. It just, because I took it upside down when she was upside down to me, because I wanted to make sure to get the photo before she moved, because that's what usually happens. So the first thing I've done is I took my Uniball Signo white broad gel pen, that was a lot of words, and just did a big scribbly half circle right there on the right side. It is not perfect whatsoever. If I had my sewing machine at this time, I would have probably done stitching if I would have had the mental energy to do it. But whenever these videos were all recorded, they're older videos, not super old, but older. So, I didn't have my sewing machine. I couldn't find the cord at that time. So there's probably no stitching on any of these, I don't think. So what I've done is I just did the scribbly stuff on the background, and then I have all these little embellishments I've pulled out that I want to use. And especially like this, when you have a lot of small embellishments you want to use and not a lot of big ones or layering or anything like that, I find doing something like this where you do like some sort of ring or wreath and then just cover it with embellishments, like sprinkle them all around that wreath bit, is a really good way to get all your embellishments on there but still look not super overwhelming. It still has some flow to it, so you don't feel like it's just a sticker sneeze. I mean, it kind of is, but it looks more intentional, if I should say that. So now I'm just kind of going through, and some of these bigger embellishments, I'm just kind of spreading them out to see where generally I kind of want them. And then I moved everything because I decided I want these white splatters I forgot to splatter down. And these are the Dilutions Shimmer ink sprays. This is just white, and it dries very light, not super opaque. I mean, you can see it, but it's more like a light pearl color, which is, I mean, it's white, but not like an ivory pearl, but like pearlescent, shimmery. So once I get that all ready, I do soak up some of those spots just so that they're not taking forever to dry, because I am not very patient and I want to get it done. Not get it done, like get it over with, but I want to get on to the fun part of like adding all the embellishments on. So, and also, just a tip, if you are using shimmer spray, I'm sure you've heard me say it a million times. When you soak up those bigger puddles, it helps keep from getting those weird oil rings on your page, because what happens is your shimmer of your ink is drying before the liquid of your ink is drying. So that's what causes those rings, is where your shimmer's already dried, but your liquid is still like kind of spreading through your page. So that's why you have to shake it really well to make sure they mix really well, but also soak up any extra liquid that you can, and that will help prevent that as well. Sometimes it just is what it is. It's just going to happen, but anything you can do to prevent that is pretty good. So now I'm just going through and starting to adhere everything down. I do want to go ahead and get the title on because I want to do a little bit of embellishing up around the title as well, just to kind of tie it in so it's not completely off by itself. And this is a rub-on. I never use rub-ons, guys, but I have a couple packages and I'm trying to be more intentional about using them. So this was probably the first layout I used them on. And I just wanted a little bit of color up there with where the title's going to go, just to give it a little bit more, what's the word? Like just a little bit more interest, I guess. And a little like grounding. It kind of gives it a place to land, if that makes any sense. And then that Snowflakes, I don't know if you saw that, but whenever I put the E down, it's actually an F, and we Frankensteined it because these are my favorite letters in the history of ever. And I have like 5 or 6 packages of them because they're amazing. I bought them, like I bought a good amount from Joann's. If you order online, sometimes you can get really, really good deals, and I got these at there for like $250, something like that, a sheet, which is a great price for thickers no matter what. But that way I could get a couple packages and have them last a little longer. But even at that, I don't want to waste them, and I don't want them to go away super quickly. So if I do have a chance, I am more than happy to Frankenstein some letters together, just like that E. And that's probably one of the easiest ones you can do is just add a little tail to the bottom of your F to make it an E. So there's another one that I just added that was Frankenstein together. And then in the ruler, I'm not trying to make sure it's super straight across the page. I don't care if it's a little wonky, but I'm just trying to keep my word straight. It doesn't have to be straight against the page, just straight with all the other letters, if that makes sense. And of course, I don't use a T-square ruler. I've really thought about buying one and I never remembered to, but I think it's good enough. Whatever. I just want the letters to be straight with each other. They don't necessarily have to be straight with the rest of the page. So, because that is just a teeny tiny little piece cut and added to the bottom of that E, I do go back and use Nuvo liquid adhesive to adhere that down so that I don't chance those pieces falling off and then you have the letter F in there. That doesn't belong. I'm layering a couple tags right here, just using some Stampin' Dimensionals to add one over the top, just to give it a little bit more, a little bit more fun, a little bit more. And that top one is a little bit lighter color of a pink, and I think it helps make the label stand out a little bit better being on top of that slightly darker color of pink, because the lighter color is like the same as the background and you can't really see it as well. Plus, I was trying to pull these labels in so that you had them in a group of 3, just to keep your eye moving around the page. And so I have one at the top left, one above the photo, and one down to the bottom right of the photo. For the most part, most of my embellishing is going on this ring, but I do pull a couple of those pieces up by the title just to keep it tied in a little bit. I'm using my X-Acto knife just to make little X's where my brads are going to go. And the brads I pulled for this are just some little pearl pieces. They're actually from a wedding collection, if you'd believe that. But they're just some like tannish, kind of taupish purple, not purple. Why do I keep trying to say purple? Taupish pearl little pieces from the wedding collection, or the wedding pack. And then I am going in with some little wood veneer pieces. For the most part, almost everything on this is glued down with my Nuvo liquid adhesive. If you are looking, if you are looking for a liquid adhesive, Nuvo is my favorite. Scotch Quick Dry brand is good as well. That was always my favorite before, but this one is just more favorite. You have a super fine tip, so you don't have to worry with the like fine liner bottles people are using for the Scotch brand ones. The tip doesn't clog as long as you put your lid back on before you are done crafting. Like I leave mine off the whole time for the most part, unless it's a really low bottle, then I leave it on so I can keep my bottle upside down. But for the most part, if you leave your lid off, it'll be fine for a while, even though it does dry quickly. But it won't dry in your tip super quickly, if that makes any sense. The other thing with Nuvo liquid adhesive, it dries completely clear. It's not like super shiny or anything like that, but it does dry a little. Sorry about that, guys. I got interrupted by a phone call, but I've since put my phone on airplane mode, so hopefully we won't get interrupted again. So what I was saying is Nuvo liquid adhesive, it dries a little bit rubbery, like a little malleable, however you say that word, so that when you adhere something on there, it has a little bit of give. So when you like are looking through your pages of your scrapbook, especially in the future, and you go to turn the page, things don't pop off because the glue is hard and the piece doesn't have any give. It acts more like a glue dot kind of, where it kind of can give to, I don't know how to explain it, but basically it has some give to it, so things don't pop off. Especially with sequins, I find that really, really helpful, because like Scotch Quick Dry is amazing, but when you glue a sequin onto it, it dries hard. So if you move your page at all, your sequin will pop off of it. But with Nuvo, I've not had that problem. As long as I do adhere it together, I don't have that problem. And one tip I do with sequins as well, even if you were using any other kind of liquid glue, is that I do enough, like press it down enough that a little bit of the glue comes up through that middle hole, and that does help hold it on there as well, even if you're not using the Nuvo liquid adhesive. But that was the other thing I was going to mention, because Tombow Mono liquid adhesive, their glue dries like a glue dot, but it stays sticky after it dries, which is good for its own separate uses, but for like for your layout, if you glue something down and then it seeps out a little bit, then it can change colors because it'll pick up dust or anything like that, because it does stay sticky. Nuvo dries, it just stays kind of rubbery. So yeah, sorry, my little speech is over. Sorry, guys. So I'm going in and adding just these small little final details, some little gemstones, some enamel dots, some little puffy stickers, stuff like that. And then I am going back and adding some little snowflake sequins. So this is pretty much down to the end of the layout, but I wanted to go ahead and tell you that once you get to the very, very end, I want you to go through and watch the photos, because normally the photos are just, up close shots. It's not really a huge deal. But this layout I accidentally left on my desk and was not paying attention, and my daughter came in and added her own little flair to it. And at first I wasn't super worried, because I thought she just added it on top. She used the sequins, the snowflake sequins, and some little pieces, and added them on top of the page, and I thought, oh well, she didn't glue them down, I'll just sprinkle them off. No, she was smart enough to glue everything down. So I have all sorts of extra little bits, so it'll be funny to see. Especially like one of them does not match whatsoever. It's bright green, but yeah, so just stick around to see that at the end, all those photos. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please leave me a comment and let me know some of your favorite ways to use a lot of embellishments on your page. Or if you don't use a lot of embellishments on your page, let me know why not. Or if that's just not your style, or whatever. Anything to do with embellishments today. So thank you guys. I hope you guys have a wonderful day. And then I will have, like I said, I will have two videos, at least two videos a week through the first week of February for sure. So I will be back, I think Friday. This is Tuesday. Yeah, Friday will be another video. Oh, and then, sorry, I keep almost ending and then not ending. I do go back in with my Nuvo, no, that's not right. My Uniball Signo Broad White Gel Pen and add some little bits and pieces, little stars and hearts and stuff, just sprinkling around. It just gives it a little bit more of a sprinkly feel, and it just kind of fills out some of those spaces that needed a little bit more without adding a lot more embellishments. So again, thank you guys. Have a wonderful day and happy scrapping. Bye.